G'day all you anime aficionados and welcome back to the A-Pod, an anime podcast hosted by us, two a-holes. If you want to get involved in the show, we'd like to hear from you. Hit us up on our Instagram at the A-Pod or leave a comment. Let us know what you're watching, any crazy theories you have. We want to hear from you. I'm Zont, this is Jackson, and this is our boy Arnold. Jackson.
So,
I was doing a bit of a flick around Crunchyroll, Netflix, all that sort of shit the other day, just looking for something to watch.
mm-hmm.
And I came across a show that I thought was going to fill me with a deep nostalgia and a deep passion that I think burned really bright in both of our childhoods.
Yeah.
So I decided, fuck yeah, I'll rewatch Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, and this is my question. Was Yu-Gi-Oh! Always bad, or were we just dumb?
I think we were dumb because I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Was always bad.
Yeah, like, I remember Yu-Gi-Oh! Being amazing. Like, the, Dark Magician, the, was it Red Eyes, Black Dragon? Like, that shit was tight.
Yeah.
And then turned it on, and it's just, Yugi's grandpa, wherever it is, stuck in a fucking shadow realm in his little toy. Was it a toy shop? I don't know. It was actually so bad it was difficult to follow.
Yeah, and I mean, I know there are some animes where the fight scenes are pretty long, but like one duel was like 12 episodes. Like, you must be running out of cards at this point in time. It's been very long.
Yeah,
I think I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Not too long ago, within like the last 2 years, and I honestly, for some reason, a thought popped into my head. I would have enjoyed a like anime made from Uno cards. I would have found that to be way more. I would have found that to be way more intense than what I found Yu-Gi-Oh!
I think that's how you know you're an adult. I can just imagine like fucking, you've played a yellow on my blue. Well, little do you know, I've got a yellow draw too. And just like the flashing light and like the
yeah. Where I would have just totally played Colorblind Blue all the time on that top of that.
Yeah. But I'd watch that show.
Yeah,
that sounds like it would fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like I'm trying to think back why we liked it so much, and I think the only reason we actually liked the show was purely because of the associated like products for kids, like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and the battle decks. The battle decks were fucking tight.
Yeah, 100%. I think that is a lot of animes when we were kids. That's probably what our interest was really drawn to. Yeah, the products that came from it, not the actual anime. Because when you watch Yu-Gi-Oh!, like the animation itself is not really that great.
Yeah, it's not that great. It's kind of a weird premise. I mean, I think there's other dumb shit out there too that we liked as well that probably would not like now if we watched. Like, I do remember like the initial generation of Pokemon. I think we did watch some of that.
But again, that was probably also because of all the like
the Game Boy games,
games and the cars and shit like that. So when you told me about this segment, it was funny. I did a bit of deep research because we always talk about how shit Pokemon is. And we're not the only ones who think that. So, not sponsored, but Crunchyroll also thinks that Pokemon's shit because it's not listed on any of their animes that they have on the actual streaming service.
I think in the anime industry, that is a sick burn.
Yeah, legit. Like, if you can't make Crunchyroll, you basically can't make anything because they have pretty much everything.
Yeah, everything. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad to know that, I was worried that I'd just become too like snotty or something like that, and like I just became too good for it all because I'm an adult now. But no, I kind of feel a little more confident in the fact that we were just dumb.
Yeah, see, like it doesn't always like. I think I also had this thought process with I watched Beyblades recently as well, and Beyblades only fucked hard because of buying the actual Beyblade itself, like and playing with them as kids. But then, like, you look at, say, animes like Dragon Ball Z, and it was really good on both fronts. Like, the toys are really good, but the anime was also really good, and
Yeah.
I'd still watch it now and enjoy the anime as much now as an adult as what I would as a kid.
Yeah, I think, yeah, stories like Dragon Ball Z, and animes of that sort of, not vintage, but I guess style,
Yep.
just had more of a story
Yeah.
as opposed to just, I'm gonna play some cards.
Yes. So to answer your question, we were dumb.
Thinking about the animes that sort of floating around the joint these days, thinking about like Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, those sort of animes, can't help but notice how, to me, how heavily influenced they seem to be from Bleach. Like, to me, I feel like Bleach is the true father of the modern anime. Like, from deep within Ichigo's balls, these animes shot into the universe as friendly little anime sperms and planted themselves into great shows. Asterix, some aren't great. Demon Slayer.
All right. Explain to me why you think Bleach is the father of all. Like, don't get me wrong, love Bleach. Have watched it all, fully up to date for those playing at home. But explain to me your reasoning why.
I feel like a lot of modern animes, especially modern animes that involve any sort of like spiritual or demon thing or something like that, just pull a lot from Bleach in terms of their kind of like, not necessarily their world building, but just like the things that like exist within the world. Like, you know, we talk about Jujutsu Kaisen with the cursed energy, and it's really hard not to draw the parallels between like spiritual pressure.
Yep.
And even just sort of like you know, your domain expansions and that sort of thing. It feels very Bonkai to me.
Yep.
And then you've got like Demon Slayer. I think is pretty obvious in terms of the use of the swords and the breathing styles being like, you know, kind of like the Zonpok Cho sort of like abilities. I'm sure when I like wrote this down as well, I had thought about other ones, but they're just kind of like the big two to me, that have a lot of like really heavy influence.
Would you say that Bleach is probably the father of a particular genre of anime then?
Yeah, well, probably. I guess probably not the father of modern anime. Like, it's probably not the father of Apothecary Diaries. Yeah, no, me neither. I've just seen the picture on Crunchyroll, and not my vibe. Sorry if you're into it. Good on you. And I love that you love it, but I just don't think I'll watch it. But you know, I think, well, even like even sometimes you probably won't make this connection, but even like Solo Leveling sometimes I feel like just draws like little tiny. I don't know what it is. Solo Leveling is more like a vibe thing than anything else, but I don't know. I just feel like any anime that starts dealing with like anything spiritual or demonish or dark themes, I just think come from like so heavily rooted from Bleach.
Yeah, okay. I guess Bleach has pretty good character development, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
Each character throughout it probably does improve to some degree. So possibly a lot of, besides, you know, like the stuff you mentioned, maybe the character development stuff as well they could get from Bleach.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of those older animes definitely have that kind of normal like character development progression, but even kind of more modern animes where the main character doesn't really get that, like, doesn't necessarily have that development, but is more in terms of that just like always going the next step.
Yeah.
Like Ichigo to me is like not the world's most developed character, but when you look at him from episode 1 through the final episode, like, well, not final episode because it's ongoing, but you know what I mean? Like he's massively developed.
Yeah.
But like in terms of he gets into a fight and just always finds a way to get through the fight, like that's kind of like a trope in itself. And, you know, sometimes it's like Gino, you know what I mean? Like he's just always gonna get a way to build up. Well, now he's at the point where he's just kind of like, no,
Essentially.
yeah, fuck that S rank boss. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I can't help but see a bit of Bleach in a lot of the animes that are floating around today.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe not father of all anime, but maybe weird, creepy uncle of all anime.
Yeah, maybe like maybe the one of the members of the group of men that the mother of all anime hung out with, and sometimes it could be Bleach as the dad, but I mean other times maybe it's Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, sperm was heavily referenced at
yes, yeah, way off the bat.
Yeah, so I mean, until we do a paternity test, I guess we'll just have to say it's Bleach.
Yeah, we'll speculate Bleach, and then we'll get back to you when those results get in. Yeah.
Can he see spirits? I'm guessing no.
We touched on it a little bit last week, but I think it's time for a face-off.
Ooh, a face-off.
Face-off. Yes. So we briefly discussed last week in the pod about one of the many fan theories going out there, and one being Goku versus Saitama.
Yes, it is. It is the classic who's strongest, the literal saying God or the potato, which is so funny that it's even a debate because I mean to me it's always going to be Goku, right? Like,
yes, but there seems to be a lot of people out there on the internet that have made their own fan animations that seem to think that Goku has to go all the way into Ultra Instinct to be able to fight and handle Saitama.
Which is absolutely like... So, I have enjoyed One Punch Man. I'm not going to say that I haven't enjoyed it. I think it's quite hilarious. But, like, it's clearly a gag, right? Like, that's the whole point of One Punch Man. And I don't think that Saitama has ever faced anyone that Goku would have to go above Super Saiyan for.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. Saitama is just a dude, really, that... I guess, like Genu, does a lot of push-ups and sit-ups and shit like that to build his strength, but like realistically Goku is like god tier, like against across like the multiverse god tier as well.
Even just like for me, you consider like their anatomy, how they're made up and whatever. So Saitama, baldy cape weirdo, he is a human.
Yep.
A human who has done a lot of running, a lot of push-ups, a lot of squats, a lot of sit-ups, and
so he's essentially just Krillin.
Yeah, well, essentially, and like, don't get me wrong, Krillin is strong. Like, if I tried to fight Krillin in the streets, he would absolutely spread my cheeks and fuck me. Like, he would kill me.
Yeah,
he would absolutely kill me. And Saitama would too. But like, Saitama at the end of the day is just a jacked human, right?
Yep.
Where Goku is like from an alien race of warriors.
Yep.
Then he's not a jacked human. He is a warrior alien.
Who is jacked.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. To me, it just feels like, no question, like it feels very obvious.
Yeah. I don't understand why so much like breath gets put into this, because it really is like a no contest, like you said.
I think the only thing, like, I think in Saitama's world, the gag is that he defeats everyone with one punch. Like, that is the gag.
Yep.
And it's not like plot armor, but it's like plot sword, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I think if you take them both out of their universes and put them in the middle universe, somewhere between whatever universe. What number universe is Goku from?
7.
Yeah, I thought it was 7. For some reason, I was like, you can't be so simple as 7. But somewhere between universe 7, let's say Saitama's universe 1. So let's put them at universe 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think Goku just has to take it. He just like, you just fuck him up. I don't know.
I mean, Goku also fought another bald-headed weirdo in Jiren, who also, I guess, is the equivalent of One Punch Man in Dragon Ball Super version, and he managed to take his punch. So I feel like he'd be able to take Saitama's punch quite easily.
Yeah. Did you... I didn't do anything on Reddit for this one. Did you manage to put out a poll?
Yes, so I put out a poll, and it was nearly a 50-50 split. So it was like 56% to Goku, and then 44% to Saitama.
What the fuck is wrong with you 44%?
Yeah, like, have none of you people seen Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super? Do you not understand how this stuff works?
Obviously not. I think Arnold sent us a bit of his research.
Yeah, so Arnold did a bit of a deep dive, and he sort of, found out the pros and cons for each person. Most of which we've already stated anyway. Goku God tier, Saitama,
Buff potato.
So, ignoring all the other shit, the verdict that we came down to pretty much was that if played straight, serious battle, Goku has a skill, technique, and god tier power, but if Saitama's one punch rule applies, Goku loses quickly no matter how strong he is. I really don't think that...
So I guess what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is like, I guess you're saying like, in Saitama's universe, Saitama wins.
Yes, in Potato Universe, I guess Saitama wins.
Yeah, because we play by potato rules.
Yes, but if played within Goku's universe rules, Saitama might be challenged or even beaten because Goku's power scales beyond universal threats and Saitama's feats, while impressive, are less clearly defined.
You've done really well on this. You've thought this through. You didn't use ChatGPT, did you?
No, that's not what he does. But you worded that way more than what you needed to. What you should have said was, in Goku's universe, he would clap them cheeks.
Clap them cheeks.
Yes. So, I guess bottom line, from what Arnold said, was Saitama wins if it's a satire gag context, Goku wins if it's traditional shonen power scaling context. So it's just the tone and the rule of the universe.
Oh, well, I think we play in the universe of common sense, and Goku wins. Yeah. So you are the 44%, but you're wrong.
Yeah. You're a bunch of idiots.
Do you ever watch an anime and you think... Yeah, sorry. Dumb question. I know you watch an anime. I know you watch all of them. But do you ever find yourself when you're watching anime sitting there going, how did that person not reasonably die? Like, they reasonably should have died, and the only thing they've really done has been protected by plot armor.
All the time.
All the time?
Literally all the time.
Yeah. I think it's about time that we discuss characters who are saved by the plot. And I think I would like to start with Sasuke Uchiha.
Oh my god, fuck, that guy's been saved by a plot.
He's been saved by a plot. Like, even just in the original Naruto series, there are so many times where Sasuke should have died. But the only reason he didn't die is because he needed to be at the end for the finale. Oh my god. Like, Sasuke versus Haku.
Yep.
Haku reasonably should have killed Sasuke.
Haku was essentially clapping his cheeks until
Naruto jumped in and basically used his Nine Tails chakra without meaning to use it that. But
Sasuke did really good at holding all of Haku's little ice knives for him within his body.
Yeah, real polite.
Polite. But other than that, he wasn't doing much else.
Yeah. No, I mean, I pulled a list of I should save context. I've got a list of all of Sasuke's kind of reasonably big fights. Some of these on here I have to kind of dismiss because I don't think Sasuke was saved by the plot, but more the motives of other characters. There's Orochimaru in the Forest of Death. I don't think Orochimaru ever would have killed Sasuke because he wanted Sasuke for his supple body. So I wouldn't count that one as saved by the plot.
Agreed.
But versus Gaara at the end of the tuning exams, 100% Gaara, given how challenging Gaara was for essentially a village to manage, I don't understand how Genin Sasuke didn't die.
Yeah, I mean, even during their fight that they had during the exams, I think that Sasuke got off pretty easy just during that fight. Realistically, Gaara would have clapped him for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it's same as the Haku fight. It was just saved by conveniently timed Naruto.
Oh my god, it's like he was the main character.
It's like this show was called Naruto. it's like when they had that Chidori versus Rasengan on the rooftop.
Yeah.
And Sasuke looked at the impaled water thing that he did, and then the little damage that Naruto did, and then saw the back and saw the big blowout, and that's when Sasuke realized that the show wasn't called Sasuke. It was called Naruto.
Yeah. And that Naruto does all of his blowing out the back.
Yeah, loves to blow it out the back. Loves them back shots. This list as well, put Itachi on there, like the different Itachi fights. Wouldn't necessarily count that because, again, Itachi only wanted to try and make Sasuke stronger, draw out Orochimaru, all that sort of business. He had no intention of killing Sasuke. Probably had all intention of dying there himself.
Yeah, and I do feel like if Itachi was trying to kill Sasuke, he would be dead.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the levels, and probably people don't give enough breath to that conversation, is that the levels between Sasuke and Itachi, actually there was a big difference. I think Itachi was much stronger than Sasuke.
Yeah, especially at that time in the series.
Yeah.
Killer Bee, when he was he the Taka then, or what was the other thing that they called themselves?
Heavy? Yeah, one of the
one of the
many
other
iterations of their little group.
Yep.
Oh fuck, he would have fucking clapped him.
Perfect Jinchuriki.
Yeah.
Also just a very strong ninja in his own right.
Yeah.
Challenged the fourth Hokage in the ninja war.
Yeah.
Again, reasonably should have died. And then the 5 Kage summit.
Oh.
How do you verse 5 Kage level ninjas
Yeah.
and survive?
Yeah.
As a moody teenager.
Yeah, and you know what? They, in a lot of ways, they do the 5 Kage wrong during the ninja war because they couldn't handle Madara, but then when Sasuke comes along, automatically everyone's like, oh, Sasuke can handle Madara before he gets the Rinnegan. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, they did them all a bit dirty.
They did them so dirty, and they definitely would have clapped him.
Yeah. They do have on this list as well the Danzo fight, but I don't think that is necessarily a save by the plot. Admittedly, Sasuke gets saved by the plot a lot, but I don't think that was one, because Sasuke actually, in that fight, strategically put Danzo under a genjutsu to make him think that he had more Izanagi than what he had. So that was just good fighting on Sasuke's behalf.
I think the only way that Danzo was ever going to win that fight is if Sasuke just eventually went blind during that fight. That was probably the only way he was going to win.
Which, I mean, he was getting there.
Yeah, he was pretty close.
Yeah, and then the last one is obviously Madara, actually killed him.
Yeah.
Stabbed him straight through the chest. And the only reason he survived is because he had to survive to get to the Kaguya fight and then fight Naruto at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, to me, I've seen some plot armor before, but that plot armor is thick. 3 Cs.
Oh my god, so thick.
It's called a sensu bean. Eat up.
Wasn't that just another great episode of the A-Pod?
Great episode.
So great.
I like the way that we spoke about the things.
Yeah.
That was
Speaking
cool.
about the things is always a good part of every episode of the A-Pod.
Absolutely. Oh shit! I just realized we've only mentioned Crunchyroll once. Not that we're sponsored, so we're not trying to mention them. But I just occurred to me that we didn't say Crunchyroll as many times as we normally say Crunchyroll.
Yeah, we have a quota which we usually write down, and yeah, unfortunately this week we're probably not meeting our Crunchyroll quota. But next week Crunchyroll we will hit our quota.
Yeah. So we understand based on this episode if you wouldn't necessarily want to sponsor us, Crunchyroll, but if you do want to sponsor us, Crunchyroll, hit us up.
Crunchyroll. But yes, thank you for joining us for another week of the A-Pod. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely we want to get some more engagement out of you guys. So if you want to leave any comments, let us know what you're watching, what you might suggest that we should watch. If you've got anything good, any plot theories that you have, we're open to anything. Any face-offs you want us to talk about, drop us a line. And yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram. We're at the A-Pod.
Yeah, at the A-Pod.
Yep, at the A-Pod. It sounds weird when you say it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the episode. And remember to say hi to your mother.
Say hi to your mother.
Thanks.
Thanks. It's the A-Pod.